John Campbell is in court this week, but the court doesn't want you to see what happened. You remember John. He's the guy who said things like,
"My name is John Scott Campbell Sr. I'm currently incarcerated in Stevens County Jail, Stevens County, Toccoa, Georgia. I've not been convicted of any crime."
By September 24th, 2025, John had been in jail for over 16 months when the prosecutors finally brought him into court to accept a plea deal. The News with Mr. Pipsqueak team filed all the necessary paperwork to video record John's hearing so that you could see it for yourself. But the prosecutors and public defender did not want you to see what they were up to. I wonder why. Maybe it was because prosecutors coerced John into a plea deal by holding him in jail for 16 months and then threatening him with decades in prison. Maybe it was because John had this to say about his public defender.
"I have a public defender. My public defender, John Land, has come to the jail one time to personally see me. I absolutely do not believe that I'm receiving adequate legal representation. I have a court date set for September 24th. Seeing how I have not been able to speak to my lawyer, I have no idea what's going on."
Despite the fact that we had gotten permission to record ahead of time as the law requires, as soon as John's hearing started, we got the order from Judge Bill Oliver to stop recording. That's right. Judge Oliver ordered us to shut off the camera. He held a brief closed-door meeting with the public defender John Land and Assistant District Attorney Rebecca James, and then ordered us to keep the cameras off. Judges in Georgia have a wide discretion over who can film in a courtroom. However, under Court Rule 22, the courts are supposed to favor the use of cameras and make accommodations for media as much as is reasonable. Rule 22 says in part, a judge may deny a request for recording only after making specific findings on the record that there is a substantial likelihood of harm, that the harm outweighs the benefit of recording to the public, and that the judge has considered more narrow restrictions on the recording than a complete denial of the request. A judge may allow recording as requested, or may, only after making specific findings on the record, impose the least restrictive possible limitations. Obviously, ordering us to stop recording is the most restrictive of all limitations, so while I'm not a lawyer, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Judge Oliver was breaking the rules. I wonder why the prosecutor, public defender, and judge all wanted the cameras off so badly. It kind of reminds me of someone else I know.
We all know why officers turn off their cameras. It's because they're planning to do something they don't want to get caught.
John's case aside, my viewers have been asking for cameras in the courtroom in the Elder Freeman Home Depot case also. But just so you know, we can't promise anything. If you want to see the action, your best bet will be to show up in person. As for John, we can't show you what happened to him, and at press time, the record is not yet available, so I'll just tell you. After an entire day of accepting pleas and continuing cases that public defender John Land said he didn't have time to consider, they called John up. They read out an accusation against him that they couldn't prove, offering no evidence to back it up. John openly told the court that he was not fully satisfied with his legal counsel, and apparently no one in the courtroom cared. Despite the fact that John has been loudly claiming to be innocent for his 16 months in jail, on September 24th, 2025, he was finally coerced into admitting guilt. The court accepted this plea despite knowing all of this. In exchange for his cooperation, John was relieved of the risk of going to prison and given a term of probation. As soon as his paperwork clears, John will join the hundreds of thousands of Georgians, many of whom are innocent, living under corrective control. This is what we call criminal justice in Georgia. Accusations made with little or no evidence, prejudicial punishments, inadequate legal representation, no trials, and coerced confessions made in the dark so that the people can't see what's happening. If John is innocent, why did he plea? When we interviewed him back in August, he told us this.
"I would like not to go to trial. Honestly, trial scares me because my charge, I could face up to 20 years in prison for my single charge."
But why would an innocent person be scared to go in front of a jury? So what is the job of a juror?
The job of what?
A juror.
I don't know.
So was John Campbell guilty? Or did Stevens County just wrongfully convict another innocent man? No witnesses were presented or cross-examined under oath, and no evidence was shown. Like 97% of all cases, there was no trial, so I guess we'll never know. In other news, a date still hasn't been set for the Home Depot case, but when it is, we'll let you know. I'm Mr. Pipsqueak signing off, and remember, you should never talk to police without your parents and a lawyer present.